Hello, Camel Convention here, and welcome to the CBN Season 5 Week 1 post commentary. So this week we are up against Spread Pudding and the Toronto Tinkatinks. So this matchup was kind of bad for me. Like, I have Dozogiri, they have Chimpao Palafin, aka two of the best Haze users in the game. So game 1, I lock in the Trick Room mode because I feel like that's the most consistent. And yeah, so I want to go to for fake outs against the Morgrim because I'm fearing like a taunt or like screens or whatever. Usually goes for some sort of disruption turn one. So I fake that out, but I see that the Palafin stays in, usually switches out for its 0 to hero. And it turns out the Palafin was the one looking to taunt my Stantlers, so I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna need to like reposition this thing next turn. So they switch out the Palafin to the D Knight, and I'm actually looking to close combat into that slot, not necessarily for the damage, but so I can activate my eject pack to bring the Stantler back in. So I switch out into Belly Bolt to get Stantler off the field, and between Reflect, Resist, and Multi-Scale, this close combat is doing absolutely nothing, but it does break the multi-scale, which is nice. Um, so yeah, I got the drops, triggers the eject pack, and then I can bring in Stantler. And Stantler will get an Intimidate off on the D Knight, so that'll probably be forced out at some point. And I have a pretty nice opportunity to get Trick Room up here because they're probably not also taught on the Morgrim. So they bring the Palafin back in, and I'm feeling pretty good about my position because Belly Bolt isn't really threatened by either of these mods, and like Discharge is going to go crazy, and they can get Light Screen up here. Instead they go for Parting Shot, which fails, so they're stuck with this Morgrim this turn. So yeah, they get the Light Screen off. But I'm about to go for my combo, so I need this Belly Bolt to be 1 speed point faster than my speed Stantler, so I can get the Bulldoze off first and then trigger my Policy and Hypothesis. So then I can get the big combo discharge off the next turn. Well, not the next turn, like right after the Bulldoze. We get the speed drop from the opponents too. Now I get my discharge off, and that just like KOs Palafin Light Screen. Almost kills the Morgrim, almost kills my Stantler, but honestly I kind of want my Stantler to die here because, I mean, I got Trick Room up, it's mid-game, so I'm probably not going to do too much more Intimidate, Pivot stuff, and it's just going to be sitting here clicking Body Slams, so it's better to get it off the field. So right now, I see they have Arboliva. I'm like, okay, if I can get rid of this Arboliva, then my Dondozo will just win because they have Knight and Palafin left, and Dondozo kind of just beats both of those. So yeah, they put Parting Shot into my Arboliva, so I'm only +1, and they have Light Screen up, so I'm not going to be doing like a ridiculous amount of damage, but I'm still going to get a solid amount off on this Arboliva, and I'm just looking to, well, preferably kill it, but just like get it in range of like Order Up or something, so that I can like Dondozo late game. So yeah, at this point, the carrot animations are like pretty long, so I think it's next turn, or is it this turn? I forget. I think it was like the previous turn, but Arboliva ends up leech seeding my Belly Bolt, and that just like didn't end up in the recording because thank you Game Freak for very long unskippable animations. So yeah, D Knight goes for the big E speed into my Belly Bolt, and I have very little health. And then the Terra animation cut out the Arboliva just like killing my Stantler. And then like of course the Leech Seed is going to take out the sliver of my Belly Bolt health. So they get the double KO here. It wasn't exactly in order, but it happened. And that means I can get my Dondozo and Ariana, which is pretty nice because Dondozo is solid against D-Knight, and Hariyama threatens KOs on both. So I protected Dondozo because if Arbolifa got a Giga Drain off on my Dozo, then that'd be really bad. But they protect Arbolifa because like Yama's in. They EC almost kill my Yama, but my Yama gets the post-combat up and takes out the very scary Dragon Knight. So now it's just Arbolifa and Margaret left, so I'm feeling pretty good about this late game. And here I double target the Arbolifa because if they reflect like they do here, then I always finish this off with Hariyama. But if they were to like de-gleam and kill my Hariyama, then I would always finish it off with Border Up because they wouldn't have the reflect up. So that was like that plays around both. And now they can kill my Hariyama, but my Dozo can now finish off the Morgrim with a Wave Crash, and that secures the first game. And this is the exact position I wanted to be in because the Trick Room was kind of the safe strat. I wanted to go a little more ballsy for game 2, especially if they like overcorrect for the Trick Room. So I figured that was the best opportunity to like have some fun. And if I lose, then I can just go back to Trick Room for game 3. So I locked in the Yama category lead with Dozo and Yu in the back. And it's time to go for some self-KO strats. So, yeah, I probably should cut that out. See the Dondozo profile. Yeah. Okay, so they lead with Chien-Pao and Palafin, which, considering going for the Dozo Fury this game, having both potential phase users is not the best sight for anyone. However, the Palafin switches out in fear, and also to trigger the Zero Hero, and the Chien-Pao protects because Yama's in. I have like a free turn to get this combo off, so I post combat into my category as it endures, brings it down to 1 HP. Now I activate my eject pack, so I can bring in my Dondozo, and then the Tatsugiri will jump into its mouth in a second. Yeah, so I get my very long Omni Boost animation. Hope you see it. And now my Tatsugiri dies to its Black Sludge, and I'm free to bring in another Pokemon. So here I decided to bring in the Hariyama because this Chien-Pao has, well, it almost definitely has haze, and it also outspeeds me. So I want to fake out into the Chien-Pao. It could have Terra Ghosted here, that would have been really bad for me, but I was just hoping they wanted to like preserve the Terra for D-Knight. So I'm like, okay, it's over. And then I get T-Bull parried. So now I'm like really scared. Because I'm like, if I get full parried, it's over. But thankfully, I do get the Wave Crash off, but I'm really scared of the Palafin coming in now to haze me because now I'll be faster. So yeah, that T-Bolt para really sucked, but they bring in the Dragonite, so I'm like, okay, maybe this Palafin doesn't have haze, so I'm just like playing as if it doesn't, just holding on to hope. So here I tried to protect with my Dondozo, thinking it might like aerial Ace with the D-Knight and T-Bolt or whatever, just to try to bring this thing down, but they do double target into my Hariyama. So the full parry didn't really matter. They also crit my Yama here, but this is a banded aerial ace from a Dragonite, so I don't think that crit mattered. So yeah, they T-Bolt into the Dozo, slowly chipping away at it, but I bring in the Mew and I transform into my Dondozo. So we have 2 Dondozos with +2 Omni Boosts. So my first one was almost dead, but now I have like a brand new one, so it's not over. I'm sure my opponent was not expecting this. And yeah, so I get the Earthquake off, I bring this Scarf Magnezone down to low health, because I don't want this thing T-Bolting into my fresh Dondozo, so I want to kind of force it to take out the Terra Bug one that's like kind of on its last legs, which it does, as I can take it out this turn. And here I go for Wave Crash into the zone. I should have gone for Earthquake because D-Knight was in that turn, so there's no way it could have like they couldn't have switched out the zone into the D-Knight. Like I forget what Terra the zone was, like but I doubt that they would tear a 1 HP zone anyway. So, EQ would have gotten some chip on Paladin. But yeah, so I just order up into the D-Knight because I just need to break multi-scale and I don't want to take like extra recoil. And I wasn't 100% sure that they would Terra, so it's just the safest play. And then they get an Outrage off. Despite the fact that I'm +2, it still does a lot of damage because I do have Mew's HP stat at the end of the day. This is a max HP Mew, but it's not Dondozo. So, well, it's almost a Dondozo. So, yeah, I do the Wave Crash, and similarly, I do take quite a bit from recoil, but I have the Citrus activating to bring me back up to a good amount of health. And this... Actually, I think the Citrus activated earlier. Yeah, the Citrus activated after Outrage, my bad. So, yeah, but they bulk up, so I'm assuming they thought I was Oblivious, because they have like a few Taunters and a Hisuian Arcanine that didn't come but could have came. And, but I went with the Unaware because they could have brought like boosting Gem Power, D-Knight, and it's nice if you're like trying to copy the Dozos for like both of them to have Unaware, so if I have to like switch one out, then I can like EQ without having to worry about like me clicking +2 EQ into my partner. But it helps out here because they had the bulk up Palafin, but I was just able to 2-hit KO through their bulk up. So, yep, that is the end of the week 1 set, V120. And well played to my opponent in good games. And I will see you in week 2.